my dad was always like look at the tag, find out where it's from, friend or enemy. If it's enemy, toss
Yeah,
it.
right,
So it's like nothing in my house is made in Vietnam.
Well,
Right? Because there was a funny story about my dad. He flew in Vietnam. His primary plane. He was an experimental test pilot, but he flew the A-6 Intruder. And so I'm in the
Wow.
mall, and they had all these like wooden planes and stuff. And I was looking at them, and they had an A6, like carved A6 Intruder. And so I looked at it, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy this for my dad. And I flip it over, and it says "Made in Vietnam." And I was like, dun I'm like,
I'm not buying
do I
this
just
for my
take off
dad.
the tag, or? And so I call him, and I'm like, hey, Dad, this really beautiful A6 Intruder, but it's made in Vietnam. I thought you might find it kind of humorous that they're making the plane that you used to use to drop bombs on them. So if you want me to get it, all right, I'll go ahead and I'll grab it. But if you don't, and he's just like, no, you know better than that. And so I'm like, okay, not buying it.
Right, but
Well, we can't. I mean, I've driven German cars. I haven't had a Ford, but I guess we would have to avoid Fords and German cars. We'd have to avoid getting onto an Otis elevator in any building. I
yeah,
mean,
it's impossible. He's joking.
it's almost impossible to do that.
You can avoid German cars.
Yeah,
You can avoid the German car, yes.
yeah, they're good cars though, But I mean, listen, but you do agree in this situation that like the Jewish state genuinely they have these people that literally are hell bent on just destroying them. You understand that?
Yeah,
You agree with
absolutely. Yeah.
You see that principle right there is a starting point for a conversation, right? Like if you could say that, then the criticism is fair. But when your position is that you think that they're just trying to colonize the Middle East,
Well, I think, a lot of people don't know the history of what happened as Israel was formed. And I think there were some shitty things that happened.
Sure.
I'm just, war's never a pretty thing. All right?